guys, today I'm going to do a KHIFLIX video. I haven't done one for like a month or so, but that's partly because we went a month without Netflix because we didn't have the internet. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Has it passed? I don't know. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I haven't made a video like this in a little while, but I've had requests to do so, and I've now finished two major series, or finished up to where we are right now. I'm up to date with them. Oh God, I have one of those weird, like, I feel like I need to sneeze. I think I must be getting a cold because I have that like sinusy situation. Swatches. I just made a different video. Like, it's a headache, but it doesn't feel like a headache's all here, and I feel like I need to sneeze all the time, and I feel really fuzzy. So if you could just like just send me something through the computer screen to make me feel better right now, that'd be great. Ugh. I'm hoping it's the weather because I just feel really fuzzy and horrible right now. But also I haven't slept very well in the last week, so I could just do with a week's worth of sleep, but probably the best thing. But who can sleep when you're watching TV? Segue. I am going to talk about, first of all, Pretty Little Liars. I feel like I should have just watched the final episode because it was a big deal before I started making this video, so it was fresh in my mind, but it's actually been more like a week, 2 weeks since I watched it. But I want to know what you guys think. So I sort of, just bear in mind, spoiler, 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 everything I talk about is going to spoil final episodes if you haven't already watched them. So we're talking Pretty Little Liars, Vampire Diaries, the originals today. That's what I'm going to focus on. So if you haven't seen them, switch off right now because I do not want to be that person. I hate a spoiler so much. I was just watching the Emmys and we haven't seen the final season of Parks and Recreation yet, and it showed like a clip. I was like, no! I was looking everywhere for the remote control and I just managed to mute it and be like, wait for it to be over. And I didn't see too much, so I don't think it spoiled it for me, but I hate spoilers so much. So Pretty Little Liars, we know who A is. First of all, was anyone surprised? Did anyone really know? Don't say, oh, I knew all along. Don't say that. Did you really know though? I had no idea. I think Cece was one of those people that, like, all the way through whenever she was in it, especially when she first came in it, you were like, ooh, and it just made sense for it to be Cece because she looked so much like Ali. Everything made sense, and then she went away for so long you weren't expecting it. And then I thought it was really good. It felt like a lot of information in those last few episodes, and it tied everything up really, really well. But there were still questions, and I'm wondering whether or not, because there were some things that you thought, well, was all of it her? Was all of it A? And you know how it ended, or it was like a flash forward and they were like, he's coming, he's already here, or whatever they said. Do we think that maybe A was only responsible for some of it and then there was still someone else? Because that would make more sense, because it does feel like they've ended it and it could have ended and they're going to carry it on, but how are they going to carry it on? It's just, this is my stream of consciousness. How are they going to carry it on? I don't know. I think there must have been someone else, and so, because they didn't claim everything, they didn't go through all the different things, so I think what will probably happen is they'll find out that only some of it was Cece or A, and then some of it wasn't her, and then they'll be like, ooh, who was it? And this will be this other person. So I'm really excited for that. The whole transgender thing, I didn't see it coming, and I have to say, much as they have said in interviews that it's been years in the making, I am very skeptical as to whether or not they've hopped on that hot button issue for ratings. It all seems a little bit well-timed. Like, for years we've been waiting to find out who A is. Years and years. It's like, what, 6 seasons? And suddenly, that was always what was supposed to be the plan, and suddenly we find out who A is when transgender is like the thing, like the issue of the moment. I'd like to think that that's not the case, but as soon as I saw it I was like, ooh, that seems a little bit weird. I am suspicious about that. I'm very skeptical, and I immediately googled, like, theorists and what other people said, and it was one of the things that they talked about in interviews immediately was that, oh no, and I don't know. I think if I was them, I probably would have gone out of my way to change the story so that it didn't appear to be like jumping on that bandwagon. Because it's a great story, and obviously you want that story to be out there, and it's not an empowering story, because obviously it was a horrible story of what happened to them. But there were little moments within it with the mom who's very supportive and stuff, that is a good story to tell. But at the same time, I don't know if it was actually something that they just threw in there for ratings, I think that a lot of people would have lost respect for them. I don't know. I'm interested to see what you guys think of that and whether or not you believe that it really was something that had been planned all along. I just find it really difficult to believe. So yeah, you tell me, what do you think is going to happen? Who's this new person that's after them? Do you think we already know who it is? Do you think that it's a new A? Do you think it's going to tie in with any of the other things? Let me know. Right now, I kind of like that everyone's at the same point. I don't believe the new season is out anywhere right now, so no one can really spoil it for anyone else. We can just be completely wild with our theories and not throw in any spoilers for anyone else. So go crazy, tell me what you think. Vampire Diaries, it took me ages to watch the end of the Vampire Diaries. I was so into it, and then I was saving it, and then I kind of lost interest. I was like, And then I had like 3 or 4 episodes to watch, and I finally got around to watching them all in one sitting. And I must admit, the whole thing with Joe and Kai coming back, it was good, but I don't know, they kind of lost me towards the end. I knew that Elena was going. I think that probably in part is what lost me, that I already knew that Elena was going, and that kind of makes me mad because you knew that she was going before the show aired anyway, like anywhere. They made a big deal that she's not coming back for the next season, so you knew they had to write her out somehow. They didn't make that a secret, and I don't know if they did that because they wanted more ratings, they wanted more people to watch the end to see how she was gone, or written out how she went. So I don't know if that was just because they thought they were doing something to boost the finale or what it was, but for those people who don't like to know anything, I think that's what switched me off a little bit. I thought, oh, now I know that she's not going to be in it. Yeah, okay, I did want to know what happened to her, but I was going to watch it anyway, and I like things to be a surprise. It's kind of like when you watch a trailer for a film and it shows you a clip of someone that is in like grave danger in the middle of the film, and you think they're going to die, but you think, but I've seen a clip that I haven't seen in the film yet. That kind of thing. But you're like, I don't want to know anything. I like to go into a film knowing vaguely what it's about, but I don't want to have seen any of it yet. I'm very anti-spoiler. So I really didn't like that. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. But the way that they did it, I thought was really, really smart. Similar to the originals, which we'll get into in a second. But the way that they did it and they put her to sleep, I thought was really, really clever because they can bring her back whenever they want. It's not sad because she's not dead. So it was a little bit sad because most of the human people will never see her again, especially Bonnie, who has to no longer be alive or awake for Elena to be awake. But at the same time, if Nina Dobrev, who plays her, or however it is you pronounce her surname, if she decides that she wants to come back to the show in 2 years and it's still running, or they want to revive it in however long, if they like cancel it and they bring it back, at any point they can find a spell to break that curse and bring her back. So I thought that was kind of smart. They're just kind of allowing her to have time and leave the series, and there's a way back. So there's nothing permanent been done to her. And as and when she comes back, she's human and everything's totally different again. So I thought that was really, really smart. I really like the whole, oh man, I forgot everybody's name. Stefan and Bonnie? No, not Bonnie. What's the blonde one called? Caroline. I know some of you will be like, Caroline! Stefan and Caroline, I like that. I don't know how they managed to make us totally cool with the fact that Stefan and Elena weren't going to be together anymore, because that was such a love story throughout all of the series, and then suddenly they weren't together and she was supposed to be with Damon, and initially I was like, I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to buy into this relationship with Damon, because I was so invested in the relationship with Stefan. But they managed to do it so well, and then give Stefan to Caroline. I've got to give them props for that, because I'm generally someone that is adverse to change in this kind of situation. And when she went with Damon, I think that they probably lost a lot of viewers, because that's not what they were there for. They wanted the love story. A little bit like with True Blood. If you haven't seen True Blood, by the way, oh my god, it's one of my all-time favourite shows. And I'm going to say it, it's better than Vampire Diaries. Very, very similar plot theme, but much more adult. Because HBO, so there's, you know, sex and gore, much more sex in True Blood. It's just adult is all. And if you've got Sky, then it's, I think every single season, all 7 seasons are on right now. And it is a very, very similar thing, a very, very similar theme. There were 2 main characters that you wanted to be together, And in the end, are they together or not? I don't want to say, but I felt like I was going to get a different ending. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything because it'll ruin True Blood. But do watch that. That is seriously one of my all-time favourite shows. I'm tempted to just watch it again because it was so good. I really suffered when that ended. I was so sad about it for the longest time, ridiculously so, because it was just a TV show. And the main characters in real life are actually married, so that gave me a little bit of like comfort that in actual fact, like they're still out there together somewhere when it ended. But I swear, you got to watch that show. If you like The Vampire Diaries and really anything I'm talking about right now, watch it. Only it isn't as teeny, so you know, if you are slightly younger, just bear that in mind. It's quite adult. So yeah, I really liked the end of The Vampire Diaries. Very much excited for the next season. And then it like again fast forwarded and you saw like the ruins of everything. Felt very like Gotham-esque. So I think they're going to take that in a different direction. The stuff I'm watching right now, everything feels like they've just tried to revamp things, no pun intended, and bring things back a little bit different. So we will see. And then the originals, which I just watched yesterday, the last episode of the originals. Not as much to say on that. I'm still not in love with the originals. I watched season 1 and it was all very, it's okay. Season 2 got better towards the second half. Same with season 1 really. But I maintain that they do not have one, they do have a main plot line, but there's too much going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the other shows, but they have to have one driving force, and I don't feel like they have that in the originals. It's all very scattered. And usually that driving force is some kind of romance, and they don't have that. They don't have that thing that I'm like tuning in for, like will they, won't they, or are they gonna stay together, and that's what I like. I think unless it's a self-contained, like a cop show type detective-y thing, or a comedy, I find I'm best invested in a show that has got one driving romance throughout, whether it be one or multiple ones that become the driving force. There has to be that constant that all the other plots form around, whereas with not with the Vampire Diaries, the originals, I find it really difficult to keep interested and really pay attention. I don't know, towards the end of both series they got really good, but throughout, I don't know, it's hard work. I don't love them as much. I'll continue to watch because it works quite well alongside, obviously being a spin-off to the Vampire Diaries, but I wouldn't recommend you watch the originals without watching the Vampire Diaries, because I watched it first on its own, and I really struggled to kind of get into it because I didn't know who everybody was, and they definitely were making the show as if you did know. The one thing I'm really excited about, and I haven't really heard anything about it, so did it become a thing? Was it called Rosewood? It wasn't called Rosewood. What was it called? The Pretty Little Liars spin-off. Was that a thing? I know we didn't get it in the UK, but we don't even have Pretty Little Liars in the UK, so I've been waiting for it to come on Netflix, or even if we could buy it on iTunes. What was it called? I'm sure they were gonna do a spin-off in that like spooky town, but I don't know if they did one or not. No one really spoke about it. Did they do one? Please let me know. But if they did, I'm totally downloading that on iTunes right now. Oh man, I wish I could remember what it was called. No, it's gone. So yeah, that is it for this month's or this whatever's KHIFLIX. Apologies, I feel really bummed up and just like, ugh. So I have no idea what I sound like because everything is fuzzy and I can't totally hear what I say. I sound really nasal though, I'm fairly certain. So apologies for my really annoying voice, more so than normal. But yeah, I thought I would do like a special on these 3 shows because people have requested specific ones, and you know, it works so much better if you've got someone to talk to, but I don't have anyone that actually watches these shows. It's better as a chat because then you can discuss like your own theories and stuff. But I guess we can do that. You can do it in the comments, and maybe I'll do like a follow-up and I'll discuss on the topics that you bring up in the comments. Because this is a very specific video. Not all that many people watch these KHIFLIX videos, but those of us that do, and those of us that like participate, are really into the shows that we're into. So I think even for me, I like that I can talk to you guys who actually watch these shows, because I don't know anybody else that watches these shows in real life. So we'll discuss, and I'll maybe do a follow-up with the talking points that you guys bring up in the comments, and we'll discuss the what's the word, theories and stuff. I want to do like a Google Hangout or something for this, so we'll see if that works. I might wait till, oh no, I was gonna say I might wait till it's like a school holiday or something, because I'll have to do it in the week. when the kids are at school, but that makes no sense, does it? Because then the kids won't be at school because it's a school holiday. But it would probably be midweek between 1 and like 2:30 or something. So let me know if you guys would be into that and when you think that would work best. But yeah, thanks for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye!